While federal officials searching for the home of the man accused of shooting at a Texas ICE facility, killing one and wounding two others, and they found a collection of notes indicating a hostility towards ICE agents and suggested that he had been planning the attack for some time. They also detailed how he's believed to have planned the attack. Watch.
The shooter used the ICE tracking apps. Anyone who creates or distributes these apps that is designed to spot, track, and locate ICE officers are well aware of the dangers that they are exposing to law enforcement. The media has been amplifying these apps even as we warned them it would only lead to more attacks on law enforcement. We truly wish we didn't have to say, "I told you so," but here we are.
Let's dig deeper. Former ICE Director Jonathan Fahey joins me now. Jonathan, this is unbelievable that these apps exist. As Marcos Charles, the ERO director there, was saying, this is like literally giving a hitman an exact location and time of where their target would be. Why is this still illegal? Why can't they shut these down?
That's a surprising thing. One, that they are still online and still available on these common app stores, I think Google and Apple, which incidentally have terms of service that prohibit apps that encourage violence or illegal activity. There is no other purpose for these apps other than to encourage violence or illegal activity, because at very least the purpose is to harbor illegal aliens so they know where ICE is so they can hide from them. Secondarily, to obstruct ICE in their job. So it is amazing to me that these are still on. The pure purpose of them is to commit illegal activity, to put ICE agents in danger, to put the public in danger. And these apps, they also have some little disclaimer saying they're for informational purposes only, as if somebody would just go on, get one of these apps because they just happen to be curious where ICE agents are, but wish them no ill will. It's utterly preposterous. But yeah, there are two crimes that should be investigated here. One is obstruction, two is harboring, because that's exactly what's going on here, and that's the exact purpose. There could be no other purpose that I could think of that's legitimate for these apps.
You raised a great point, Jonathan, and I want you to put your federal prosecutor hat on for a moment, because on these apps, they have this disclaimer saying it's not for use to interfere with ICE investigations. That's exactly what it's doing. And now, in the wake of this attack, can one make the case that these apps are breaking any laws?
Yeah, I think you can make the case that they are breaking federal laws for both obstruction and alien harboring. Obstruction, the purpose is to impede the officers in doing their duty. That's obstruction. Alien harboring is to basically make it harder for aliens, or make it easier for aliens to avoid law enforcement, illegal aliens. So both of those are federal crimes. And the disclaimer is utter nonsense. The disclaimer is actually just saying, oh, this is the actual purpose, but we don't want to get in trouble for it. It just shows the knowledge, actually, of the person that created the act, that they know the purpose for illegal activity is actually far more incriminating than helpful to them. And there's also potential civil liability. Anyone that's injured or harmed or killed in this case, could possibly sue the apps, whoever's making these apps, because they knew of the risk, they exposed to the risk, they didn't do anything about it. So all of these are major liabilities, but I think the app stores and the person making the apps, or people making the apps, have some substantial liability, and I would hope they would pull them down right now.
Yeah, and Jonathan, I sit here very concerned because a lot of the ICE agents I talked to, in fact, I was out with that agent, Marcos Charles, in Chicago a few weeks ago on Operation Midway Blitz. But we have seen, and ICE officers have told me, that they have had their homes posted pictures online. Their families are there, putting not only these agents, but also their families at risk. Last 20 seconds here. Where's this headed?
I'm afraid it's going to keep going bad, because the Democrats have not toned down their rhetoric, and a lot of it is the rhetoric has inspired this behavior, calling the agents Nazis, calling them the Gestapo, calling them the slave patrol. So I hope it gets better, but it really is dependent on one political party toning things down, and I haven't seen that yet.
No, we haven't seen that indeed. Jonathan Fahey, thanks for getting up on a Friday morning for us.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.